Welcome back, everyone. Kareem here today. We are talking about scaling up, and really the only practical option on how we're going to scale up, and that will be with paid advertising. Now, a lot of people say things such as get a lot of referrals coming in. Yes, referrals are excellent. Ultimately, your business will stand on those two pillars of both paid ads and referrals. However, one of those is scalable, the other is not. Now, for maintaining a business, referrals 100%, hands down, no doubt. Referrals, referrals, referrals. However, it requires you have an established brand, an established name. If you're a solopreneur out there, you have a small crew. It will not, however, help you to go national or even regional. If you're in the Northeast, if you're in the Northwest, if you're in the Midwest, if you're in the Southeast, you won't go from Florida up to the Carolinas and out to Missouri, down to Louisiana, just by referrals. Just doesn't happen. There's no case studies. There's no one with a precedent of doing this. People who scale and start scaling, or should I say businesses rather, that start scaling and growing outside of their hometown, their home area, they run paid advertising. Paid advertising is the key to growth because you can actually put more in to get more out. Referrals is, like I've said before, you relying on the benevolence of whoever it is. Now, not necessarily relying on their benevolence because it's an active thing. You don't just passively sit and expect and hope and wish that people drop off referrals and things like that. You actually actively seek out referrals. You you incentivize referrals. You give people all sorts of goodies, giveaways, and even guarantees if they give you a referral in exchange. Video testimonials, um, things of that nature. But for today, we're talking about scaling. And scaling, in a nutshell, you don't get, let's use the example in plumbing, let's say Roto-Rooter. You don't get a Roto-Rooter by simply referrals. They didn't build that brand with referrals. They did not. They definitely did not. And when it comes to you going from C to signing C, for my American folk out here, for everybody globally, you don't go from this end of the country to the next by just having referrals word of mouth. It doesn't work like that because wherever you show up, let's say you were to get an office out there, you'd essentially be starting over anyway. And if you had a brand, what sense does it make to not go ahead and pitch that brand? Or let's say you could do that perhaps, but it would take generations to actually get large corporations, get large amounts of offices and things like that. It would just take way too long. You've got to use and utilize and master paid advertising. Now, like I was saying before, paid advertising could be in a multitude of different ways, from direct mail, which is a personal favorite, fan favorite, oldie, but it's a goodie. You know, flyers, dropping it off in mailboxes, by zip codes. You pay for that little postage thing in the mail. It's been a while since I was involved with that, so I forget what the name of it is. But you know what I'm saying. You go ahead and you just blast people in a certain area with your stuff in the mail. Also, again, the same old stuff. There's nothing, the tried and true like door hangers and door knocking. You get a sales team out there. That's also a very effective, aggressive way to get more people through the door. That's more of the hunting than the gathering side. If we're talking about business. But for you to actually get out of the fishbowl wherever you are, don't care how big your city is, how small your city is, whatever, for you to get out that little area, you're going to have to run paid traffic. You're going to have to do it. A lot of people do avoid this. A lot of people avoid, like they'll say things like, oh, I tried Google ads and oh, it didn't work. Well, what are the odds that it's the Google ads? And then what are the odds that it's you? Like it works. It definitely works. There's plenty of positive reinforcements on the idea that paid advertising does work. Now, the saying is if at first you don't succeed, try and try and try again. We're not saying to throw good money after bad. We're saying that you actually get better. And usually somebody that says that, like they didn't really have a sit. Usually there is a problem. There's things that you can do better. Let's say if you're a person of the mind that XYZ paid advertising channel doesn't work. No, it's not that it doesn't work. It's that you are not adapting. Guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. There's something that you can do, and there's a way to go about actually solving this problem, and this is what I do with businesses, business owners. However, you do have to be patient, and you do have to get over that learning curve. Get a marketing company, get a coach, get somebody to actually teach you, to show you, work with them for 18 months, for 2 years, however long it's going to take for you to actually go from where you are now to up and out. Now, generally speaking, that's for people who are ready to actually put small amounts of money in it first and then slowly ratchet it up. Even a small budget, something like $500 a month is cool to start. $1,500 a month is better to start for an ad budget. You want to ratchet it all the way up to like $5,000 a month. And, there's companies out there I speak with, and they say, construction companies are like, hey, I'm spending $7,000 a month right now. Yeah, that's basically what you want to be doing about that. 5,000, as much as you can afford to take in. When I say afford here, I mean spent in time and systems and other manpower resources, people to actually, qualify and do callbacks and have your CRM on the back end. But we're getting a little too technical here. That, and I'm dragging it on. The takeaway, the point, the whole point. You scale. Ultimately, your business in the future should look like one of two things, only one of two things, really. Paid traffic, paid advertising, don't care, direct mail. Online advertising is only pointed out the absolute most these days because it's like, heck, that's what my generation grew up on, and it's just cheapest. To tell the truth, it's just cheap. That's why everybody, even though, they're not necessarily always on social media, things like that, or don't necessarily take social media seriously, they know better to actually be on social media. Like, you won't find a business in America right now that doesn't know better that they need to be on social media. But a lot of people will act like they don't know better, that they need to start using paid advertising to get people in the door faster and to actually grow and scale quicker, and get leads coming in the door. But on that note, it's Kareem. Till next time, scale with paid advertising. Peace.